at 0-2, you know, you don't want to be that last team in the bracket because that last team will be out of the tournament. So Dasmariñas trying to make their city proud. There's a lot more pressure on them just because they're the hosts. And on the other end, the Phuket Waves searching for their first win. Almost had it. Was James Martinez 3-point shot away from going into overtime in the last game. But again, you know, this is going to be a tough challenge ahead for both teams. The matchups are very good. So we'll see what's going to happen here tonight.
Nahin na nga natin ang ating usapan with the Phuket Waves. 0-1 to begin the tournament. That loss against CORSA Tires, 98-95. And as you alluded to, could have gone to overtime courtesy of the James Martinez, but unable to get that basket. However, some key players that they would also rely on in this upcoming matchup against Dasmariñas.
You got their imports, Ray Miller and Williams, 22 points. They combined for 42 points and 25 rebounds. And they're going to be asked the same things once again in this game. Maybe more. Kasi nga kailangan nilang manalo.
Ang imports ng Phuket Waves would be relied on Moraquinho Williams with that monster double-double, 22 and 10 to go with a steal. And Miller nga also not far behind the lone local, James Martinez off the bench, scoring 13 points and Asiabasket record 16 assists.
16 assists is a specialty of the house for James Martinez. He's really evolved into more of a complete point guard. Dati points guard. He's known for more for his scoring. Right now, he can also distribute the ball.
Dito naman tayo sa kabila with the hometown team, Dasmariñas Monarchs, starting 0-2 nga in their season. No, not much to kind of build on, but the crowd here showing up, trying to will their win to that first victory. They lost against Benilde in that opening night, and Shawarma Shack in their second game, but a couple of imports as well that they are also looking to rely on. However, one of them would be missing in this matchup.
You know, Mike Harry right now listed out because of a left knee bone bruise. So hopefully, they're hoping that he can play in his next game. But for the Dasmariñas Monarchs, again, 2 games that they could have won. They were right there towards the end. Talagang kinapos na lang. Wala silang finishing kick. They're being led by their former PBA player, Frankie Johnson. He's averaging 21.5 points, pero the shooting splits have not been kind to Frankie Johnson.
Despite averaging 21.5 points per game, a bit of a suspect sa kanyang 3-point shooting. However, perfect from the line so far this season, 12 out of 12. And they'll be missing Mike Harry as you pointed out. So yung kanyang averages of close to 7 points and yung 9 rebounds niya and yung defensive presence nito ni Mike Harry with 2 blocks per game won't be available in this matchup against Phuket.
That's big because you're looking at the front line of Phuket. You have Moraquinho Williams and Ray Miller, and Williams is a huge human being. He's at least 7 foot. So the absence of Mike Harry will really be felt, and it will be up to the local bigs like J-Boy Gob and Rudy Onde to really fill up the void in the absence of Mike Harry.
Really a tough assignment for the front line here para sa Dasmariñas. And talking about Ray Miller as well for the Phuket Waves, finishing with 20 points and 15 boards in that loss. But 4 blocks as well. Unfortunately, 6 turnovers. Sabi mo nga, Phuket Waves would want to make some waves here in the season and still searching for that victory.
You know, the core of the Phuket Waves is see James Martinez, 13 points. And as you mentioned, the new Asiabasket record of 16 assists. Formerly 14, held by Andre Armenion, but now it's James Martinez holding the distinction most assists in the game here in the Asiabasket.
Walang kakupas-kupas nga is James Martinez. For Dasmariñas, we were talking about nga of their couple of players. Mike Harry would be missing for them, but it has been Frankie Johnson trying to carry at least the scoring load here for the Monarchs.
The big question now, who will help Frankie Johnson? You know, as in we see the record of the Dasmariñas Monarchs, 0-2, 2 very close losses, could have gone either way. But yun nga, the finishing towards the end was lacking para dito sa Dasmariñas Monarchs.
But if you're Dasmariñas, may konting confidence heading into this matchup because as you said, they hung in there and showing they belong here in Asiabasket. I'm sure yung kanilang crowd anticipating that this would be the evening that they would get that first victory.
They're going to need that first victory now because another loss guarantees them an early trip out from our tournament.
Siyempre, you would like to build on that kind of confidence from their first 2 losses. Frankie Johnson nga ang kanilang inaasahan dito. And the absence of Mike Harry, unfortunately for the Monarchs, would be tough in this very big front line of Phuket. And I'm just looking at the players so far, and I'm really wondering who will be kind of the sacrificial lamb in trying to check these 2 imports from Phuket.
Especially when these 2 guys play together, Amadou Lamilo will have to check somebody. And again, the question, who will check either Ray Miller or Williams in that front line?
Meanwhile, we go to Enros Fernandez, who is with Frankie Johnson for an interview.
I'm with Frankie Johnson of the Dasmariñas Monarchs. Frankie, what has been that transition from playing in the PBA to now playing in the Asiabasket?
I would say the biggest adjustment is probably the speed of the game. In the PBA, things are a little bit more, you play with a little bit more pace, things are a little bit more controlled. Here, everything's really, really fast, up and down. And but I've been enjoying it, though. It's fun, and I like that style of play, pretty much just get up and down.
Frankie, you have not been shooting the way we know you can. What has to change tonight in order to get that first win?
Yeah, a lot of the shots I've been taking that I usually make haven't been falling. I feel like I've been contributing in a lot of other ways, on defense and still scoring. So, tonight hopefully they just go in. I haven't really changed anything. Just a little bit more focus, I think, is what it takes so we can get it done.
Frankie, we look forward to your game tonight, and hopefully you get the first win. Back to Jaime, Coach Mark.
Thank you. That was Enros Fernandez interviewing Frankie Johnson nga. And Frankie Johnson mentioned, Coach Mark, that the shots aren't falling just yet.
Well, he says it's typical shots, but we'll see what he can do tonight, especially more pressure on him to score in the absence of Mike Harry.
We'll take a short break sa aming pagbabalik. Starting lineups for Dasmariñas and Phuket.
Point guard, Rafi Reyes. At power forward, Ray Miller. At shooting guard, Carl Tukip. At small forward, Alfred Gayosa. And at center, Kenyo Williams. The head coach is Coach Mark Jason Santiago. And now, let's meet the starters of your Dasma Monarchs. Player number 6, RJ Escobar. At shooting guard number 15, Frankie Johnson. At center number 26, Hamadu Lamino. At power forward number 88, Rudy Onde. And at point guard number 22, Puroy Cantibuan. This is the 2023 All-Stars Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. Sulong na, sulong pa, lungsod ng Dasmariñas. Start of the first period.
About to tip off mula pa rin dito sa Dasmariñas Arena in Dasmariñas, Cavite. I'm Mandar, kasama pa rin si Coach Mark Dandan together with Enros Fernandez along our sidelines for game number 4 this Sunday between the hometown team Dasmariñas Monarchs and the Phuket Waves. Starters muna tayo for both squads. We have Reyes, Miller, Gayosa, Tukib, and Williams for the Phuket Waves. For the other side naman, the Monarchs have Escobar, Johnson, Cantimbuhan, Lamino, and Onde. Of course, this tip-off of the game is brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Phuket would get first possession, and dito pa lang, kitang-kita na natin, Coach Mark, how big itong si Moraquinho Williams is for the Phuket Waves.
Oh, Hamadu Lamino is by no means a small human being. Ganun lang kalaki itong si Moraquinho Williams. He's listed at 6'11", but it feels like he's more than 6'11" right now.
Especially para sa atin, Coach Mark. I'm pretty sure he looks parang Wembanyama at pagka tinignan natin siya in live as Johnson finds Cantimbuhan for that under-goal stab. 3-2.
A great cut there by Puroy Cantimbuhan. And Frankie Johnson, as he said in that interview with Enros, he's looking to contribute in more ways. And with that, playmaking ability showing off.
Kanyang three-point shot niya, we talked about during pre-game. Despite averaging 21.5 points per ball game as Williams hits that long jumper. And that's low-key unfair, Coach Mark.
It is very low-key unfair. A guy that size with a soft touch around the basket is, quite the weapon for the Phuket Waves.
3-point lead early for the Phuket Waves. Nice anticipation there. And taking it all the way is Gayosa para sa Phuket.
Alfred Gayosa is really known for his defense. Shooting that passing lane, great recognition by Gayosa. Easy 2 points for him.
Early 5-point advantage here para sa Phuket. Attacking the hoop. Cantimbuhan kicking it out. 3-pointer would be too long para kay Escobar. Able to sneak his way through. Cantimbuhan with his second basket of this ball game. Phuket still holding on to this 3-point advantage. As Gayosa will lose that basketball, but the Waves would keep it. It's still 15 to shoot. So we have a look at that 3-point shot of the game, courtesy of our friends from CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. And the familiar 3-pointer from Reyes there, Coach Mark.
Oh, Rafi Reyes has been at it for a while now. Right now he's playing point guard, pero we all know that he can swing between the point guard and the shooting guard. So that's the kind of weapon Rafi Reyes is.
As Ray Miller will be fouled underneath. Shooting 2 from the line. First set of free throws here para sa Phuket. Short on the first. A bit flat itong tira ni Ray Miller.
All arms yung free throw ni Ray Miller doon. As he said, pati yung dunk na kanina medyo kapos. So it's kind of cold here in our venue in the Dasma Arena. So baka hindi pa naka-warm up na tama itong si Ray Miller.
Yeah, might take a while. As still a 3-point lead here for his Phuket Waves. His keyhole jumper will work para kay Rudy Onde.
And that's another assist for Frankie Johnson. Great pocket pass off that pick and pop action.
Talaga may conscious effort dito si Frankie Johnson to get his teammates involved and be more of that facilitator nga. As a foul will be whistled here against Dasmariñas. Fouled on that jumper is Alfred Gayosa.
Rudy Onde has drawn the short stick, so to speak. So see the replay there, the drive of the game. make rides more fun.
Riding more fun indeed para kay Katimbuhan. Starting strong here para sa Monarchs with 4 points. And I'm not sure if you're hearing it on the stream, but of course this is a home game. And not just drums ang nakikita natin dito, Coach Mark, from where we're sitting. Trumpets, cymbals, all around, trying to give the Dasmariñas Monarchs that extra push. Trying to get that first win here in our CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. Splits on those charities. Phuket Waves still holding on to this 2-point advantage against the Dasma Monarchs. 8-6. Still 7:23 left in just our first period. Frankie Johnson still not looking for a shot so far, as elected to get his teammates involved in this game. Doing it in that instance once again. Third assist now para kay Frankie Johnson. Lamino, the recipient in that instance.
Oh, you like what Frankie Johnson is doing. Actively searching for his teammates. You see that spin move by Rafi Reyes. Vintage. Rafi Reyes right there.
Putting the defense of the Dasma Monarchs in the spin cycle. Phuket Waves with a 2-point advantage after Dasma was able to tie it at 8 apiece. 3-point try. That goes para kay RJ Escobar. Now the Dasma Monarchs take the lead 11-10.
So far, so good for the Monarchs. The shooting has been impeccable.
Williams inside. First shot won't work. That's really all you could do against Williams when he gets that position underneath.
It's almost unfair when Morakini Williams gets the ball in the post. All he literally has to do is turn around and look at the basket, because he is head and shoulders taller than Hamadou Lamino. Hamadou Lamino is 6'6". So just, for the viewers at home, just to give you a gauge of how big Morakini Williams really is. He makes a 6'6" man look small.
And a treat, I guess, for Filipino fans live here sa ating Dasmariñas Arena. It's not every day that you see a player this size, and the talented one at that, showing us the stroke. 2 for 2 from that stripe. Back to a 1-point lead para sa Phuket Waves, 12-11. Katimbuhan will miss on that short J, looking for that foul. None would be given. Reyes will reset. Williams, short on that 3-point try. Johnson will run it for the Monarchs. Goes to Escobar. Being checked by Gayoza. Almost losing the basketball. A bit of a bailout foul there para sa Phuket Waves. Reyes will be whistled. Trying to check itong si Frankie Johnson.
Oh, Alvin Gayosa just doing what he does best.
So look at this 3-point shot of the game brought to us by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Timbuhan against Rafi Reyes. EP hit. Able to escape. Unable to get that bounce. Now Ray Miller will run it for the white shirts. This attack. Lose the basketball momentarily. Punta sila kay Williams. Turn around. Hook shot won't work, but Ray Miller waking up this Dasma crowd with a jam.
Oh my goodness, Ray Miller bringing the hurt business early in the game.
Frankie Johnson gets his first 3-pointer to go. The delight of this Dasma crowd. 3-4-2, tabla tayo dito at 14.
Oh, Frankie Johnson looks a lot more in control. He understands what he needs to do here for his team.
Exactly halfway through our first quarter, turnaround jumper para kay Williams.
I mean, how do you defend that? A turnaround fadeaway from a 7-footer.
I think you cannot. You just hope that
he misses.
He would miss, exactly. Johnson hitting that first 3 earlier. Struggling for the first 2 games nga. So a good sign if you are a Dasma fan that he was able to hit that first 3-pointer. Timbuhan will try but would miss. Dasma though would keep it.
A great hustle there by Hamadou Lamino, fighting with Morakini Williams for that rebound.
So 16-14 in favor of Phuket as we have another look at that dunk. And that dunk of the game is brought to you by Ban Mi Kitchen. And as strong as Vietnamese coffee was that dunk by Ray Miller.
No, it's tough because Lamino had to rotate to help out on Moraking Williams, leaving Ray Miller open for that putback jam.
But how can you not help against
Exactly.
Williams inside?
That's the gravity of Moraking Williams. Once he gets the ball in the paint, talagang iikot na lang siya, masyadong malaki.
Just a reminder, no, for those who are not yet aware or maybe looking for Mike Harry here for the Dasmariñas Monarchs, would not be available in this particular matchup this evening.
Again, Mike Harry out with the left knee bone bruise. So they're hoping he's healthy enough to play in their next game. But I'm sure, you know, he wants to play. And Mike Harry is quite the competitor, as we all understand. Definitely missing the interior presence that he brings, the defense and the energy that Mike Harry is known for.
Of course, that familiarity as well in our Asiabasket. No stranger here in the Asiabasket scene. A lot of big shoes to fill for the other Dasmariñas Monarchs players in trying to give their team their first victory here in their tournament and avoid an early exit sa ating 2023 CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship.
And you have to also question the fatigue factor, especially for the Monarchs, because this is their third game in 3 days. Hindi biro yung dinadaanan nila.
As Johnson will miss on his second three-pointer try. Still 16-14, 2-point advantage here for the Phuket Waves. Crossing over is Gayosa. Will be fouled and earns a trip to the line for 2.
Alfred Gayosa just showing everyone the handles, putting his defender in the mixer right there. At showing everyone also na hindi lang depensa kayang gawin ni Alfred Gayosa.
That was Ernest Reyes to be called for that personal. Trying to check that attack coming from Gayosa. Gayosa so far, 4 points. That local supplementing the Miller and Williams combination for the Phuket Waves. Missing on the second though. 3-point lead para sa Phuket, 17-14 with 4:12 left in our first quarter. They look to Johnson, using that Reyes screen, trying to elude Poole. 2 defenders tracking him down. 5 to shoot now for the green shirts. 3-pointer would rattle out, won't work. Gayosa almost stepping out of bound. Recovers it to Reyes. Reyes now will look to attack, pulling up with that floater. Too strong. Dasmariñas would have an opportunity to bring this lead down, possibly tie it. Floater in the lane, off the glass. Almost a 3-point play there para kay Nakain. As we look at this move off the game, brought to us, of course, by CORSA. Motorcycle tires dominate the streets.
Oh, magic bunot to sa Akain. Kakapasok lang, just checked in, and now trying to provide that spark on offense because obviously Dasmariñas needs everybody to contribute tonight if they want to really get over the hump. Kasi nga, the first 2 games, kinakapos sa dulo because Frankie Johnson has been struggling despite the 21.5 points per game. That second scorer is not here because Mike Harry is injured.
Parang the challenges for Dasmariñas Monarchs in this particular game, a lot higher than their first 2 assignments. But they were there, sabi mo nga, and there's those 2 matchups and not an easy assignment at all in going up against the Benil Blazers who won handily earlier, and the Shawarma Shack as well in their first 2 games this season. As we see for the first time here in this ball game, James Martinez, the assist record holder here in our Asiabasket. Ray Miller will try from outside, short. Chance to tie or take the lead here para sa Dasmariñas. As Brill crossing over, gets that foul from Wong. Will head to the line for 2. This is Jamel rather. Interesting, his first name is the
How-
back of his jersey.
How very European.
I was about to say, oh, very Brazilian. Parang, just call me Jamel. No? Wala akong last name.
Parang Ronaldo.
Yup, exactly. First free throw will work. Second one rattles out, but still able to cut this lead down to just 1. Has been the theme for the Monarchs, so this is the start that you are hoping for if you're a Dasma fan. Without the presence of Mike Harry. Obviously, the height advantage of the Phuket Waves. Jamel. Looking to attack off the glass against Ray Miller. That won't work para kay Gob. Pass ahead to Poole. No, it's not Jordan.
From what I understand, distant cousin.
James Martinez, almost a highlight play in itself. Able to lose his defender but missing on that three-pointer. Sabi mo nga in the previous assignment of the Phuket Waves, almost went into overtime. James Martinez nga lang unable to get that three-pointer. Could have extended it to 5 more minutes as Poole will foul Johnson. He would head to the line for a couple.
And that's what you want to see for Dasmariñas. Frankie Johnson putting his head down, trying to get to the basket. He is 12 for 12 dito sa tournament natin. So that's a source of strength for Frankie Johnson.
Baka yun nga din talaga yung game plan niya coming in, knowing his struggles from the outside. He did hit his first three-pointer at the early part of our first. 12 for 12 from the line so far in this tournament. Make that 13 for 13 now. Hopefully, neither of us jinxed him. Second free throw coming up. Make that 14 of 14 now to 2 for 2. From the charity stripe, able to give the Dasmariñas Monarchs this 1-point lead, 18 to 17. So slowly but surely, itong Dasma Monarchs able to take this advantage. By the way, we would like to thank our official partner, CORSA Tires. And of course, this our partner here in the 2023 Asia Basketball Championship, Dasmariñas. Sa ating YouTube channel, mapapanood po ninyo ang ating mga laro. Facebook, Tap Sports, and Blast TV app. So download nyo na rin po ang Blast TV app for a chance to watch our Asia Basket. May mga nag-aabang din sa yung mga sorpresa by downloading that app. Three-pointer para sa Dasmariñas. That won't go for Akain. Ball goes back here to Phuket.
The Dasmariñas caught off guard by that sudden 2-3 zone by the Phuket Waves. Really forcing them to a bad shot, but an even worse turnover by Mark Poole and James Martinez. Hindi nagkatinginan sa inbound.
Nagkatinginan sila now.
After the fact.
Trying to talk over what went wrong in making that inbound pass. They go to Jamel. It's 10 to shoot here for the green shirts. Stepping back. Able to hit that jumper is Akain. Pass ahead to James Martinez. Won't waste that one.
A great outlet pass by Wawi Iscosio to that streaking James Martinez for the easy layup.
Balik sa Phuket ang kalamangan, 21 to 18. J-Boy Gob straight away. Pumana pa.
J-Boy Gob has really worked on that shot. He's extended his range. Dati, he was used to throwing up hook shots and floaters, but he's worked very hard, developed a three-point shot.
As Gob trying to stop that jumper from Williams.
Napangiwi na lang si Gob.
Again, we'll probably ask the question a million times here in this ball game as Williams comes up with that block against Reyes. That how do you stop that jumper from Williams?
You just pray that he misses.
Martinez looking to attack. Kain will commit that foul. That just might be free throws for James Martinez. So looking at Dasma, they're now in the penalty. That's their 5th team foul. Probably James well aware that that is the case. As we have only 22.6 seconds left in our first quarter. Martinez getting his first points. After that layup, his 3rd point now. Some noise here from the Dasmariñas crowd trying to distract James Martinez. Pero I guess James Martinez mas sanay pa sa mas maingay ng mga venues.
And the cheers for Sumagaysay, local kid. Getting some early burn here in the first quarter with 20 seconds left.
Last shot time nga para sa Dasmariñas. They have 14 to work with. Now down to 10. Three-pointer, that's off. Scotia throws it ahead, looking for Martinez again. Almost a touchdown. But the safety performed there. That deflection coming from Brill. So we look at our assist of the game brought to you by Fiber Blaze. Nothing beats local. As Williams gets another 2, beating the buzzer here in our first, extending this lead now to 6, 27-21. Williams really showing yung kanyang dominance dito para sa Phuket Waves.
Just too big and too good for Phuket. Morakini Williams is a walking mismatch inside the paint.
10 points nga so far para sa kanya. Take a short break. 27-21 Phuket with a 6-point lead. Before we resume our action, we'd like to invite everyone to our concert on November 12, Sunday, dito din sa Dasmariñas Arena with Nobita, Mayonnaise, and Al James. Tickets available from Ticket Melon via link or QR code, and pwede mag-walk in on the day itself. Just buy tickets sa venue. Concert tickets include the final tickets on November 11. Gates open po at 3 p.m. So not just basketball action but also music entertainment hatid sa inyo ng ating Asiabasket. Turnaround for Williams won't work that time, but he will be fouled. Chance to add to his now 10 points from the stripe.
Morakini Williams obviously favors the turnaround fadeaway. Pero if he's too deep like that, talagang pag-ikot mo, he's too big, malapit sa kanya yung ring eh. So it's an easy shot for him to make.
Missing on his first though, able to hit 2 of 2 in his earlier trip, splitting his charities this time around. Extending this lead once again for Phuket to their biggest lead so far at 7, 28-21. We rotate the ball, are the Monarchs to the corner. Another three-pointer. Short though, para kay Gob. Lamino with that offensive rebound. They will try once again for the three-pointer. Talagang gumana so far for Dasmariñas.
That's the second air ball for Sumagaysay right now. Medyo excited. Bagong pasok kasi. So he has to settle down.
Can't blame him. I'm pretty sure ang dami niyang supporters dito sa ating venue. Looking to impress his supporters. Fortunately, may konting gigil pa nga. And dito naman sa kabila, Phuket Waves really showing their composure, able to hit their own three-pointer courtesy of Denzel Wong. He gets that rebound, gets it to Martinez. Scotia asking for it, thought about the three. He goes to Williams, spin move inside, but too many steps. And then maybe that's the only way you could stop Williams as he stops himself, turning it over to Dasmariñas.
Oh, that's the only way, as he said. Kasi nakuha niya yung bola na medyo malayo pa sa basket.
Meanwhile, punta muna tayo kay Enros Fernandez for a report. Enros?
As part of the team aiming to get their first victory tonight, Hamadou Lamino assures that he will use his speed to put the team on the forefront. Before basketball, Hamadou played soccer in Africa, which improved his agility. His height was a factor that made him try basketball, then to being a part of the Emilio Aguinaldo College basketball team way back 2016. In his 8 years in the Philippines, he has learned to cook Filipino food by himself with chicken adobo as his proud dish, to which he describes masarap. The sourness of sinigang is also his favorite, but for now, balut is a no-no. Jaime, Coach Mark?
Thank you for the report, Enros Fernandez. I love it when I hear stories like that from imports na nagugustuhan yung local food natin dito sa Pilipinas, and Lamino, no exception.
I think balut is also a no-no for us, Jaime.
Kaya nga tayo dumaan, Mark, sa pharmacy kanina. As ito na nga, the crowd goes wild. Zumagaysay hitting finally from outside after a couple of air balls earlier. Finding his mark. 3 points, so first 3 points para kay Sumagaysay.
Napawisan na ito si Sumagaysay.
Martinez with 7 to work with for Phuket. Stepping back, straight away for 3. Kitang-kita natin dito, Coach Mark. Mahuhulog yun and gives us that mellow celebration as well. Babawi dito sa kabila is Brill, unable to get that to go though. Ball goes back to the Phuket Waves with an 8-point lead, 34-26. Exactly 7 minutes remaining in the first half.
And that's a rhythm 3 para kay James Martinez. That punch, step back, 3-point shot is a favorite. I will know since high school, yan talagang ginagawa niya.
I won't tell the other part of that story, Coach Mark, that you shared to me before the game, knowing that we'll be covering itong si James Martinez. He will try once again from outside, make that back-to-back threes and back-to-back mellow celebrations for James Martinez.
No, James Martinez in one of the alumni leagues, he scored 71 points. So, wag natin kalimutan, that's because he has the Asiabasket record for assists. This guy can put the ball in the basket and get hot in a hurry.
As Alatica able to steal that ball from Lamino. Ganda na sanang hanap sa loob. But able to beat that passing lane was Alatica. And he will be fouled here by Frankie Johnson. Sa second team foul here para sa Dasma. Haven't heard much about Frankie Johnson. Inupo nga siya for a bit. Back into this ball game. Had to be that facilitator early. Struggling with his shot. Meantime, we look at our move off the game. Brought to us by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Looking to attack. Alatica taking out on the other side. Ayaw. Ball goes back to the Monarchs.
Now you want the ball, if you're the Phuket Waves, you want the ball to find James Martinez. He's hit back-to-back 3-point shots already. So it's a good time to find your hot guy on the floor.
Couple of players in double digits so far for the Phuket Waves. 13 para kay Williams and Martinez with 10. Kantimbuhan will miss inside, but they get another chance. Kick out to Gob. Almost getting a second 3-pointer. Miller corrals it for Phuket. Go to Martinez once again. Has hit back-to-back threes for the Waves. He goes to Miller. Wong from outside. That's off. Monarchs will secure it as Johnson looking to attack. Inside to Gob. That's an easier basket here for Dasma.
That's what you want. Push the ball, take advantage of the lack of speed nitong front line ng Phuket Waves and get some easy shots.
Sabi nga ni Enros, no, in that report earlier, Lamino would try to look to beat them with his speed. And lahat sila actually would need to be a bit faster in this ball game, trying to elude Ray Miller and Williams. 5:02 left in our second quarter. We look at once again our assist of the game, brought to us by Fiber Blaze. Nothing beats local. 11-point advantage for Phuket. Timeout nga muna tayo rito. We'll be back with more Asiabasket. we have a look at once again the fans dito sa Dasmariñas Arena in Dasmariñas, Cavite. Our fans of the game brought to us by CORSA motorcycle tires dominate the streets. And no surprises here. The fans have shown up here for their Dasmariñas Monarchs. They need their energy. Try to push their Dasma team to make a comeback from this 11-point lead by the Phuket Waves. Have possession here and off that timeout. Go to Frankie Johnson. It's 8 to shoot here for the Monarchs. Hand check. Tatawag dito kay Casajeros. Tough assignment as well. The Frankie Johnson is kumbaga, ang hirap din dikitan. Talagang madulas din, able to get to his spots.
But Lordy Casajeros has been known for a long time for his tough defense. So Frankie Johnson will have his first taste of what Lordy Casajeros can do.
Sila nga dito. Frankie Johnson will pull up from 3. That's off. Gob gives them a second opportunity. Trying to look for Johnson, but ball is stolen. James Martinez goes to Miller. Ball stolen here by Dasmariñas. They will run on the other end. Ahead of the pack, Katimbuhan with that left.
That's the advantage of having a backcourt like Frankie Johnson and Katimbuhan. May kumunting chemistry na sila and running away from the much slower backcourt nitong Phuket Waves.
Now just a 9-point lead. Williams short on that 3-pointer. Brill gets that rebound for Dasmariñas. They will run it once again. Goes to Lamino. Trying to fake out itong si Williams. Looking for that foul. None would be given. Ball stolen here by Katimbuhan. He will attack Casajeros. Drops it off to Frankie Johnson. Able to get that foul from Castro. Heading to the line once again is Frankie Johnson, where he has been perfect in this tournament so far. 14 of 14.
Right now, Dasmariñas really needs all the points it can get. Frankie Johnson only has 5. That 1 3-point shot and those 2 free throws. So right now, they're really struggling. They only have 30 points on the board with less than 4 minutes left in the quarter or in the half of that.
Kung saan ka nga pwedeng makakuha ng puntos, Coach Mark, whether that be those fast breaks as we saw Katimbuhan earlier, and maybe this free throw line as Johnson misses his first free throw in this ball game and in this tournament. So dapat yata hindi na talaga natin binabati, no? Johnson though gets that second free throw to go. 8-point lead still for the Phuket Waves.
I'm looking at Casajeros, Frankie Johnson. A lot of sweet nothings being uttered there in that matchup.
Oh, may carry over pa ang pagmamahal from game number 3 between that game sa Benild and Shawarma Shack. Reyes back in this ball game, goes to Williams. Trying to look for that off the glass jumper, but that won't go. Although a loose ball foul will be called here against the Monarchs. 13 foul para sa kanila with still 3:21 left here in the second quarter.
Marquini Williams looks like he's rushing it a bit. Pagkuha niya ng bola in the paint. Okay, he needs to understand he's the biggest human being in the stadium. So he doesn't need to really rush anything once he gets that basketball.
Looking for Williams once again, but Miller, ball tap outside. But keep it with 7 to shoot. So we see a player down here for the Dasmariñas Monarchs. It's a Phuket Waves player. Looking to pick him up. This is Escobar, the receiving end of that contact. So officials will have a second look at what happened. Kaya nga bumagsak itong si Escobar. I believe he was trying to check itong si Ray Miller for Phuket. Still an 8-point lead here, 39 to 31. 3:13 left in our first half. Phuket still able to hold on to this lead. Dasmariñas knocking on their doors, but every time Phuket able to find the response.
It's been the luxury of having Ray Miller and Morakini Williams in the paint. Now, every time Morakini Williams gets double teamed, it really leaves Ray Miller open, not only for putback jams or regular putbacks like that, but those offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities. Doon nahihirapan itong Dasmariñas kasi nga they are missing Mike Harry, one of their better rebounders. And Hamadou Lamino can only do so much. Diba? So the rest of the guys have to rotate and block out to trigger their fast break. It's been one of their good things that's been happening to them dito sa game natin tonight.
As we look at Lamino nga. Trying to signal for an unsportsmanlike foul. And he succeeds. As Ray Miller would be called for this unsportsmanlike foul.
Parang na-will to existence ni Hamado Lamino.
And after that review nga, unsportsmanlike foul would be called against Ray Miller of the Phuket Waves. And Escobar was the recipient of that foul. 2 free throws coming up for him. So take another look. He was able to tap that ball out of bounds, but Ray Miller, that love tap.
Love tap. Nothing too hard. Pero kasi nga, it's above the shoulder. That's the thing.
Able to hit on the first though. Empty trip to the line para kay Escobar. Frustrated nga siya because he knows they're bleeding for points. Every time you're given those freebies, you would really want to take advantage if you are the Monarchs.
Yeah, you're leaving points on the table. You found Dasmariñas, and tulad ng sinabi mo, Jaime, they are bleeding for points here.
Johnson open for that jumper, too strong. Miller secures that rebound. Reyes ahead. Finishing on the break. That was Lawrence Castro for the Phuket Waves.
That's a great forward pass by Rafi Reyes to Castro, streaking down the court.
Back to a double-digit lead, 41-31. Timbuhan will be called for that traveling violation. Drag this pivot foot. Trying to argue nga na hindi naman daw traveling, but yeah, official says otherwise.
Oh, he ended up dragging that right pivot foot when he stopped.
Some full court press being applied here by Dasmariñas. Castro again escapes, but there is Lamino to erase it. Kala mo, libreng-libre na si Castro doon, but Lamino able to recover. Johnson, off-balance jumper, looking for a foul. Wala nga ibibigay sa kanya. Rafi Reyes, easy two.
Out of control si Frankie Johnson doon. Tried to take it strong, but ended up with a challenge fadeaway. Not really recipe for success for Frankie Johnson.
The Dasmariñas Monarchs will call for some time, trailing by 12, 43-31. Still 2:18 in the second. Last 2:18 left here in our first half. 43-31 tayo dito. The Phuket Waves holding on to this 12-point lead. The struggles here for Dasmariñas continue as the Phuket Waves really trying to threaten breaking this game open. They go to Johnson once again. Casajeros almost stealing that ball away from him. 7 to work with. Attacking Miller this time. Turnover once again for Frankie Johnson. Ray Miller will attack. Goes to Castro, pulling up. Won't get the bounce. This ball is tapped. Officials say Phuket will keep it.
Another turnover for Frankie Johnson. The defense of Lordy Casajeros has really bothered him itong last 5 minutes dito sa first half natin.
Haba din ito ni Casajeros talaga eh, no? And I'm sure any perimeter guy wouldn't want Casajeros on them. But trying to attack the basket. This is Casajeros. Bounces it to Miller. This time Johnson causing that turnover. Takes it all the way for 2.
That's one way to get your game going. Translate defense to offense. Easy 2 points for Frankie Johnson.
Back to a 10-point lead for the Phuket Waves. Williams operating inside will be fouled by Lamino.
Well, that's really the first time we've seen Williams use his footwork Kasi majority of the time, it's been him catching and shooting. See here, the replay.
This is the drive of the game brought to us by Jabber Motocom. Make rides more fun. Frankie Johnson nga with one of the rare fast breaks here for the Dasmariñas Monarchs. And as you pointed out nga, Coach Mark, could be the weapon of choice in trying to make this comeback for Dasma.
It should be because of slower front line talaga tong Phuket Waves. The height is there, but the speed is not. So that's something Dasmariñas can take advantage of, pero easier said than done because you have to get the rebound of Ray Miller and Murakini Williams.
Sarap naman maging shooter dito sa Phuket Waves, no? At every time you take that shot, you know that there's a Miller and Williams that could get you that offensive rebound. 12-point advantage once again for Phuket. There's 3 seconds to shoot. Kantimbuhan would need to put this up. And he does so. Would have counted, but Reyes recovers it. Another outlet pass, this time anticipated by the Monarchs. Frankie Johnson now against Reyes. 42 seconds left here in our first half. Ball tapped outside. Dasma would keep it on the baseline with 15 to shoot.
Kita mo naman yung attention na nakukuha ni Frankie Johnson. An immediate double team on him in transition just to get him off the ball.
And you could afford to give your focus nga dito kay Frankie Johnson in the absence of Mike Harry. Parang that's one extra guy na parang maybe you cannot put maybe an extra guy dito kay Frankie Johnson if Mike Harry was there. But the Phuket Waves are really making life hard here for Frankie Johnson, especially in this first half.
And it's not been easy as for the whole team of Dasmariñas, struggling for their points the whole first half.
Attacking Williams. Going to the reverse. It's one way also to stop itong si Williams. Possibly get him into foul trouble. Samponin able to fish for that foul. We'll go to the line for a couple. Penalty na nga rin dito ang Phuket. 25 seconds left here in our first half. So we see Lamino take a seat. Much deserved rest para kay Lamino. J-Boy Gob back into this ball game for the last 25 seconds of this quarter.
And Dasmariñas not helping their case by missing all these free throws. That's at least 5 now, the last few trips down on the floor. Whenever you have an opportunity like this, you really have to capitalize on these free throws.
6 of 12 nga itong Dasmariñas after that conversion. And with 24.6 seconds left in the second quarter, the Waves would call for some time, leading by 11. Before we resume our last 25 seconds of this second quarter, muli namin kayong iniimbitahan to this concert on November 12, Sunday sa Dasmariñas Arena with Nobita, Mayonnaise, Al James. Tickets available from Ticketmelon via link or QR code, and pwede mag-walk-in on the day itself. Just buy tickets sa venue. Concert tickets include final tickets on November 11. Gates open at 3 p.m. Last shot time here for the Phuket Waves. Just 5 to work with. Reyes wide open for 3. Able to get that basket. Williams would have counted. However, there is a foul called against Dasmariñas. So we end this quarter with a couple of free throws here para kay Williams.
And that therein is the problem for Dasmariñas. The inability to defend second shots. It's easy to block out, but it's harder to hold your ground against this massive human being, Murakini Williams. Just really pushing and shoving everyone else out of the way and getting that offensive rebound.
Sabi nga natin, paano natin siya mapipigilan in those jumpers or those moves inside. But also, how do you stop him from getting those offensive rebounds? Tough assignment really for the Dasmariñas Monarchs for the rest of this ball game. Look to address this 11-point deficit. A chance to add to that nga is Williams from the line. They put 0.4 seconds left on our game clock. As Williams hits on that first. Make that 46 to 34 now.
Pati free throw niya mabilis. The release is very quick.
Able to get that bounce on the second. So our score after the first half would be 46 to 34. Still in favor of the Phuket Waves behind the performance nga of Williams and of course James Martinez. Tala sa kabila, it has been Frankie Johnson and Kantimbuhan. They need more of that in trying to address this 12-point lead heading into our second half. So we'll look at some highlights from those first two quarters. Has been the transition na talagang nakatulong dito sa Dasmariñas and they need more of that as you've pointed out nga, Coach Mark.
But alas, towards the end of the second half, si Ray Miller and Kenny Williams really established themselves in the paint. That's why they have this lead.
Second half po, sa aming pagbabalik.
watching the CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. Officially closing his PBA career in 2016, Rafi Reyes is putting his playing experience to support his 3-week preparation with Phuket Waves. Their debut game yesterday for the Asiabasket was one for the books for him, as it was the first time his 3-year-old son, Kenrick, saw him play basketball live. As his son cheered for him, he aspires his son to follow his footsteps, as he had been showing shooting skills even without being taught. For him, what has to be taught is the essence of discipline, as it will make the player survive in the long run. Hi, Meg. Coach Mark.
Thank you, Enros. Rafi Reyes. Interesting story shared there by Enros that start them young, sabi nga nila.
Oh, of course, as a basketball father myself, you want to see your child follow in your footsteps, diba? And if the child is blessed with shooting, why not?
Heading into the second half nga, it is the Phuket Waves and Rafi Reyes with this 46-34 advantage. And look at the numbers here, no surprise why they're able to build this 12-point lead.
The biggest factor there is the rebounding. Phuket Waves out-rebounding the Dasmariñas Monarchs 29-19. That has really negated the speed nitong Dasmariñas Monarchs. That's why they're not able to go on the fast break as much as possible. And the second chance points, 12-2, anchored by Kenyo Williams and Ray Miller, who've been really dominating the rebounding for the Phuket Waves. And the field goal percentage tied in with the assists. The low assist numbers for the Dasma Monarchs reflecting their low field goal percentage, 33. Samantala, on the other side, the Phuket Waves shooting very well, 47% from the field. That's why they have 15 assists. So that offense is flowing very well for the Waves.
Dasma Monarchs nga, missing. And sorely missing itong kanilang import, Mike Harry, really making it difficult for Lamino to patrol the paint and try to kind of compete with the rebounding here of Williams and Miller.
Amado Lamino has been really battling it out against the two world imports nitong Phuket Waves. But again, he can only block out one guy. Diba? So his other teammates really have to rotate and box out and fight for those loose balls. Anytime you get an equal or somebody your size, you have to compete for that basketball and hopefully get out on the break, because you have great finishers in Frankie Johnson and Lauren Brill can also finish on the fast break. So we'll see if Dasmariñas can do a better job rebounding in order to trigger their fast break.
Sabi mo nga, easier said than done for the Dasmariñas Monarchs. Missing your import plus the height advantage nga physically shown here by Williams and Miller for the Phuket Waves. So again, for our 2023 CORSA Tires Asia Basketball Championship, Dasmariñas being shown at YouTube, Facebook, Tap Sports, and of course a Blast TV app. So inviting you to download ang Blast TV app to enjoy the action dyan sa ating partner. This is exciting action natin sa inyo ng 2023 CORSA Tires Asia Basket Dasmariñas Championship. Dasmariñas nga, the hometown team, really needing their crowd to come alive as well. Helping them get that energy in. Try to come back with this 14-point deficit. Not helping their case though is that basket for the Phuket Waves extending this lead now.
No, that's a great move by Rafi Reyes. Despite the contact, able to finish with a jump shot over the defense.
As Lamino trying to make his way inside. Yung naman ginawa ni Williams dun, Coach Mark. Literally, just creating an umbrella.
Ang laking umbrella yun. Itong si Kenyo Williams and Lamino. Just being brushed off by Kenyo Williams on that move. It's going to be a really long night for Amado Lamino and the rest of that Monarchs front line, trying to really bang and stay in step with Kenyo Williams and Ray Miller.
It's reported nga by Enros kanina, Coach Mark, isa sa mga paboritong pagkain nito ni Lamino is balut. And I'm sure yung tibay ng tuhod talagang kailangan niya dito against Williams. And right on cue, another foul will be committed here by the Monarchs. Williams will go back to the line once again.
It's so hard to guard the guy like Kenyo Williams because not only is he big, mabigat din eh. So, ang hirap itulak. He takes up so much space in the paint. And all his teammates really have to do is throw the ball up. And they know that they're going to get it. And a double technical foul on, I think that head coach Asli Guro and Rudy Onde.
Yep, Onde was whistled for that technical nga for resenting that call. And seems to continue speaking his mind. The coaching staff din nga dito ng Monarchs really, I guess, trying to ignite their team as well. The energy not there to start the second half. It has been the Phuket Waves continuing nga to build this lead. 12 points heading into the second half. Now a 15-point advantage. Technical free throw, though, would be missed. And this would be Williams' second free throw. Props to be given here dito sa banda na dala ng Dasmariñas Monarchs. Despite this huge advantage for the Phuket Waves, yung kanilang effort in trying to distract the free throw shooters for the Waves hasn't worked in terms of what they expected. 11 of 17 shooting from the line for the Phuket Waves so far. As Lamino able to find himself inside. Great find there from Kantimbuhan.
Oh, that's better execution from the Dasmariñas Monarchs. Simple horns play. Finding the open roller and a double foul.
That would be called against Lamino and Williams. That would be just Williams' second foul. Samantalang sa kabila, that will be Lamino's third. So parang mas masakit dito sa side ng Monarchs. And he has to nurse that 3 fouls now if you are Lamino.
See the replay. Nothing really going on here. Just bumping. Their freeze trying to cut off the action early before something more untoward happens between Lamino and Williams.
You talked about it earlier on how you are able to defend Williams. Yung tulak na yan, kahit sabihin mo you're just trying to put him out of position, nakakapagod na rin yan in itself eh.
Nakakapagod talaga kasi ang laking tao itong Niquinho Williams.
Miller will miss outside. Ball goes back to Dasmariñas. So the 14-point advantage for the Phuket Waves. This is Brill. Drop pass to Lamino. Jumper goes. Back-to-back baskets here para kay Lamino.
Again, good execution, good extra passing from the Monarchs. Lamino has that mid-range jump shot talaga. So it's gonna force William to really step out.
Williams babawiin naman, leaving that follow-through.
Not the most traditional follow-through, but it works for Quino Williams.
Williams now with 20 points, 7 rebounds to go with 3 assists. Leading the way here for the Phuket Waves. Kantimbuhan, try to direct traffic. 5 to shoot here for the green shirts. Spinning in the lane, will be tripped. Foul will be called here against Lacaste Santos. It's the Phuket Waves second team foul. Samantalang ang Dasmariñas Monarchs with that technical foul and the double foul earlier at the limit already. With still 7:55 left in our third.
Mahaba-haba pa tong third quarter natin and they're already in the penalty. And that is something the Phuket Waves can really take advantage of. Especially their offense is right now geared towards getting the ball in the post to Ray Miller or Quino Williams.
I'm sure Miller and Williams would kind of help punish itong inside or interior defense ng Dasmariñas, knowing that they're already in the penalty. 13-point lead still here para sa Phuket. Lacaste Santos goes to Gayosa. Trying to look for Miller at the post. 2 to shoot now. 3-pointer para kay Gayosa. That won't go. Johnson will run it for Dasma. It takes it all the way. Will be fouled once again. Another trip to the line for Frankie Johnson.
And that is what we've been talking about. Sana magawa ng Dasmariñas, diba? Get those stops, trigger their fast break, and allowing finishers like Frankie Johnson to get to the rim and get free throws.
Yung success nga nila, the few times that we've seen them get easy baskets was off that transition. And ang laki nga ni Miller, ang laki nga ni Williams. But if you are able to run them down, hindi naman agad-agad makakababa itong frontline ng Phuket. Every time Dasma was able to do that, execute that, whether it be converting on a layup, in this case, Frankie Johnson earns a trip for 2.
And this might be the most potent offensive lineup that Dasmariñas can really put out there. You have Frankie Johnson, Poroygan Timbuhan, and Lauren Brill at the same time. 3-guard lineup for them.
Baka sa bilis na nga nila idadaan as Johnson almost stealing that ball from Miller. Ball still remains to the white shirts. Just 10 seconds left on their shot clock. Frankie Johnson now in double digits, by the way, with 10. Facilitated early, so he does have 4 assists. Trying to get his teammates involved, making them get that rhythm. Reyes goes to James Martinez for another triple. That won't go. Williams offensive board. Giving another opportunity here for Phuket. Martinez will attack. 6 to shoot now. Rafi Reyes. It's a 3-second violation will be whistled here against Phuket. Ball goes back to Dasma.
And to the delight of one Hamadu Lamino, who's been trying to keep Moraquinho Williams from really rumbling inside the paint.
Parang it feels like forever, no? Para kay Lamino.
Tuwan-tuwa si Hamadu Lamino.
Kanina pa nandito si Williams. Kantimbuhan. As a foul will be called here against Phuket. Would be Miller. Whistled for his 3rd personal. Not putting up the offensive number so far is Ray Miller para sa Phuket. However, he does have 9 rebounds. So really controlling the glass here for Phuket. Sabi mo nga yung advantage as we saw in the halftime statistics in favor of Phuket.
And they've not really needed the offense from Ray Miller because Moraquinho Williams is more than capable offensively. And you have James Martinez and Rafi Reyes from the perimeter. So Miller has been content with really rebounding and playing defense. But once needed, of course, we all know Ray Miller can really go off. He scored 20 points in their last game.
Just like that, penalty na rin itong Phuket Waves. After that foul called against Gayosa. Not the best player you would want to put on the line. Frankie Johnson here for Dasmariñas. Gets that first to go. Now down to a 10-point lead. Chance to make it a single-digit deficit again for the Monarchs.
And as a scorer, you know, Frankie Johnson must be loving all these trips to the free throw line where he can get a shooting stroke. And we know he's been struggling with this outside shot. So this is one way to get to some rhythm.
Depensa din dito ng Phuket Waves, no? Talagang different faces. Binabato nila dito kay Frankie Johnson in this ball game so far. Tries from outside. Able to get that basket. Parang right on cue na sana na yung rhythm nakuha niya sa free throw, no? And if he was able to get that 3-pointer, but Lamino will be rewarded with 2 free throws. Batting inside with this big man of Phuket. Able to get that board per se, but able to get that loose ball foul. Penalty na nga both squads dito. Just might be a long 6 and 12 here in our 3rd.
And this is the same blueprint that the Monarchs did when they came back against yung Benil Blazers in their first game. They were down 17 points. They got the Benil Blazers in penalty early. They went to the free throw line 12 times in the 3rd quarter and converted 11 out of 12. So ganun nila nababa yung lamang against Benil. And they're doing the same thing here against the Phuket Waves.
Nagawa mo na eh. You just want to kind of replicate that same
exactly.
Blueprint. Though, you would want a different result at the end of the ball game.
Siyempre, ayaw mong kapusin ulit.
Slowly but surely, now just a 7-point lead for Phuket Waves. Some pressure on the backcourt applied here. As Brill will be whistled for that push from behind. Dito naman free throws para sa Phuket Waves. It would be James Martinez heading to the line.
That's the veteran in James Martinez. He saw Lauren Brill and the shot clock winding down from the backcourt. So what did he do? He created some contact, pushing tempo, getting the foul, getting 2 free throws.
Parang talagang literal veteran moves ang
literal
ginawa doon niya.
Isahan si Lauren
James
Brill.
Martinez converting on that first free throw. Make that 2 for 2. Once again, unbothered is James Martinez by the trumpets. symbols that this Dasmariñas band has here in sa kanilang arena. As Johnson is blocked by Williams. Martinez pass ahead to Poole. Gets that foul against Gob. 2 more free throws para sa Phuket.
That's the athlete in Mark Poole, just putting his head down, trying to get to the basket. That's poor transition defense on part of the Dasmariñas Monarchs. And J-Boy Gob, andun na siya na maaga. He understood that Mark Poole was already going to go up. All he had to do was really put his hands up and not foul.
Poole will look to add to their lead. Mabalik nga sa double digits. Unable to convert on that first. If you're Dasmariñas, you're keeping itong Phuket within arm's length despite missing your key player in Mike Harry. Threatening to break this game open nga is Phuket at the beginning of the third. Some positives that you could take away. And ito nga, Williams will be called for that loose ball foul and Lamino will walk literally to the other end for another set of free throws. So, parang free throw battle ang nagiging tema dito sa ating third. Kasi look at this defensive play of the game brought to us by Decathlon. That was the block by Williams against the attack of Frankie Johnson.
Halos hindi na tumalon si Kenyo Williams doon. And speaking of Kenyo Williams, he is out of the game right now due to foul trouble. That's his third foul. So this is the next 5 minutes and 45 seconds will be very crucial for Dasmariñas because now, hindi na ganun kalaking advantage the Phuket Waves in the front line.
Hindi lang yung hindi malaki yung advantage. I'm sure on the other end, yung mata naman nila lalaki knowing that Williams won't be there patrolling the paint for the Phuket Waves. Tas penalty pa nga itong Phuket. Martinez will try from outside. Strong that three-pointer. Scotia tracks it down. Shot clock will reset at 14 for the white shirts. Miller goes outside. They go to Poole. Challenging Lamino. Able to convert. Dasma, another chance to bring this lead down. Frankie Johnson with a finish.
That's where having Boroygan Timbuhan and Frankie Johnson in the same backcourt can really be advantageous to you. Getting out on the fast break and scoring easy.
Now down to a 6-point advantage. This was 12 heading into the second half. 54-48 still in favor of Phuket. (54-48) with still 5:13 left in our third quarter. Have a look at our Dasmariñas crowd enjoying the action this evening. Thank you for joining us this Sunday, whether you're watching us nga on Facebook, YouTube, Tap Sports, or Blast TV app. Maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta sa ating CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. As before the timeout, there was some discussions between our officials and the Phuket Waves coaching staff, and seems to have resulted into this technical free throw from Frankie Johnson. Another opportunity once again for the Monarchs to cut this lead down. Now just a 5-point lead, 54-49.
And if you're the Phuket Waves, you don't want to lose your composure. Still kind of early dito sa third quarter natin. You're still up 5 points. So there's no need to do that.
Wong will try from outside. Outside the shot dito ng Phuket. So far not working here in the second half. And just as I say that, Escocio. May sinasabi daw ba ako?
Specialty of the house for Wowie Escocio. He's more known for his rebounding, but he's also developed an outside shot.
That's really what you need if you're a big man. No? Mag-evolve yung game mo to have that outside stroke, especially in this day and age where possessionless basketball has been the name of the game. Escocio, outlet pass. Maaagaw dito ni Vito. Reyes now looking to attack. Escocio will lose that basketball. Agawan ng bola. Dasma will recover. Cantimbuhan drops it off to Reyes. Can't get that finish underneath. That's a loose ball foul will be called here against Dasmariñas. Cantimbuhan seems to be the culprit. That would be Cantimbuhan's first foul pa lamang. And maagang ang penalty ang parehong koponan. We would once again go back to the line as Poole will shoot 2 free throws. So look at our 3-point shot of the game, brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Missing on the first is Poole. It's a chance to make up for the second. So after Dasmariñas was able to cut this lead down to just 5 points, Phuket has extended it once again to 8. But Poole would come up empty from the charity stripe. 4 and 8 remaining sa ating third quarter. Cantimbuhan will try. That won't go.
Not the best offense you can find there if you're Puri Cantimbuhan, settling for a 3-point shot.
Another 3-pointer will miss para sa Phuket. Frankie Johnson finds himself all alone. 2 more para kay Frankie Johnson. Make that 17 points now. Miller now for Phuket. Kicking it out to Escocio. Straight away for 3. That's off after hitting that 3-pointer from the corner. A bit off the mark, that 3-point attempt. Dasma would have another opportunity to bring this lead down. Possibly the lowest it has been in a while.
You're looking for good execution offensively for Dasma. Probably try to get the ball to, well, Lamino or Frankie Johnson.
Fortunately for Lamino, able to get that hook shot to go, claiming he was fouled nga. Inside to Miller, challenging Reyes, gets the bump and the basket. If you are Reyes, tinsubukan mo namang pigilan itong si Ray Miller. But you're still able to give up that basket plus the foul.
Sinasabi nga nila, sinukat, ngunit nagkulang. Ray Miller, we talked about him kanina. As you said, hasn't really produced like at the same rate ng first game niya. But when needed, he can score just like that, putting out the fire that has been the run of the Dasmariñas Monarchs.
Very much needed nga, especially at this point where Williams is nursing those fouls. Had to sit down here for Phuket. Nice find to Lamino. Ano nga si Miller doon, napakomit dito kay Reyes. Lamino taking advantage.
No, there's a lot more rhythm now sa offense nitong Dasmariñas Monarchs, thanks to the creation of Puri Cantimbuhan.
As Cantimbuhan steals it from Miller. Taking it all the way is Vito plus the foul as the crowd goes wild.
And the fast break has been the friend for the Dasmariñas Monarchs. We talked about it no halftime. Diba? They need to get more rebounds, to get stops, get on the fast break because they have guys who can finish.
Now down just to 5 once again as Miller will take a seat. Talagang prompted to bring back Williams into this ball game as Dasma starting to make some noise both on the floor as well as their crowd. Able to complete that 3-point play is Vitog. 4-point lead now, 60-56.
That's now 16 fast break points for the Monarchs, really getting on track dito sa third quarter.
That blueprint perfectly executed here by the Dasmariñas Monarchs. Worked well sa kanila in that matchup against the Blazers. Working well here against Phuket. Proud sensing a comeback, although they turned the ball over. Pass ahead to Escosio. Makes that easy too.
A wasted opportunity there for the Monarchs. Timbuan throwing the ball away on that fast break. Instead, giving up 2 points for the Waves.
Back to a 6-point lead now, 62-56. As Frankie Johnson will be fouled. Not the best foul here. You're Alatica. So Frankie Johnson pa nga ang iyong papaulin. As we look at this move of the game, brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. And Ray Miller would need more of that. They wish to dominate again itong Dasmariñas. They did well in the first half, building that 12-point lead heading into this third quarter. But Dasmariñas making sure hindi rin sila madaling titiklop.
So far, so good for Frankie Johnson. You know, he hasn't settled for 3-point shots a lot. He's been getting out on the break and getting to the free throw line. So that's what you want out of your scorer. You know, a little more efficiency goes a long way.
So looking at the numbers of Frankie Johnson, 10 of 11 so far from the free throw line. So still able to get that production, maybe not from the field, making sure that every time nga na ma-foul nito ni si Frankie Johnson, and, shooting at a high clip from the free throw area, converting on those. Williams, easy hook.
It's too
Babalik pa lang.
easy.
Yep.
Too easy for Quino Williams. Every time he gets the ball in the paint, it's almost 2 points.
Parang high percentage shot, pero parang 100% percentage shot eh.
Tsaka hindi lang power. No, there's the footwork, there's the finesse.
Sa Phuket, talagang hindi sila natutuwa dito sa mga tawag in this third quarter. Feeling that the officials, especially in this type of ball game where penalty na yung both squads. Kasi every time matatawagan nga sila ng foul, that would mean free throws for Dasmariñas. You're giving freebies dito sa naghahabol na kalaban mo nga.
And, you know, they're disagreeing on a lot of calls because it's been reactionary for them. They're getting hit, tapos nauhuli yung ganti nila ng referees.
Kadalasan naman, Coach Mark, yung ganti talaga.
Ganti talaga mauhuli.
Nauhuli. So take another look. What happened in that instance? This is a double foul, it seems, called between Johnson and Tukib.
No, Phuket is arguing that Tukib did not do anything na si Johnson yung humawi. Pero for Johnson to react in such a way, so obviously may ginawa si Tukib before we saw that on the camera. That's why the referees called the double foul.
Still a minute and 29 left in our third quarter. Nakadikit na nga dito ang Dasmariñas after trailing by as much as 12 points. 64-58. So officials trying to sort out ano nga ang itatawag nila after that skirmish. So you see on your left side, Frankie Johnson and Tukib.
Right there, yung right arm ni Tukib nakaharang sa daan ni Frankie Johnson. He was caging him with the right arm. And Frankie Johnson with a slap.
Or as we've called it all throughout today, love taps.
Yes. Maraming pagmamahal.
Take a look at Frankie Johnson. Having a drink, cooling himself off.
Chill na chill.
Kakainitan nga ng kaunti dito.
You know, one thing I've noticed Frankie Johnson's expression never changes. Kahit ano nangyayari. It's never too high, never too low. Oh, but he gets an unsportsmanlike foul because of the love tap.
So Tukib will be called for that personal. So Frankie Johnson, dahil penalty ng atong Phuket Waves, will get a couple of shots from the line. Chance to bring this lead back to 4. Pero yun nga, unsportsmanlike foul was also called against him. So we'll likely see a set of free throws as well for Phuket after these. Johnson really continuing to shoot a high clip from the free throw stripe. Make that 12 for 13 now. 12 of 14, splitting his charities. So 5-point lead once again for Phuket. And si Tukib nga ang titira naman dito sa kabila because of that unsportsmanlike foul called against Frankie Johnson.
AJ Vito with a little gulang there. Nagtali ng sapatos right before Tukib shot his free throws. And it works.
Just enough, no? To,
Just enough to throw him
bother.
off. Just to delay him a bit from his rhythm.
Has a chance to get this second though. That time, gets that to go. 6-point lead, 65 to 59 para sa Phuket Waves. 14 seconds left on their shot clock. A minute and 29 still remaining sa ating third quarter. This is James Martinez. They go inside to Williams. Turnaround jumper, short. If that is the shot they want him to take. Thought about the three, was Vitog. Underneath to Reyes, to Lamino. Nalito si Williams kung sino nga lalapitan niya doon.
Williams trying not to get his fourth foul there, but a great find by Ernest Reyes, finding Lamino.
65 to 61, 4-point lead para sa Phuket. Escocio from the same spot, different result. Williams tapping it to himself, finds Escocio underneath for that easy basket.
Oh, it's a great find as well from Kino Williams, just really probing the floor, getting that offensive rebound. Great cut by Escocio as well.
I guess easy to say that Williams can easily see kung sino yung libre sa loob. Almost losing that basketball is Dasma. Go to Vitog, 7 to shoot. Uses that screen from Reyes, attacking Williams. Able to finish. Williams looks ahead. This time attacking with that left-handed finish is Castro.
Great finish by Castro using the left hand to negate the shot blocker.
Last shot time for the Monarchs. Stolen, pass ahead. Castro, this would count. Short on that jumper, good presence of mind. So nga lang, hindi aabot ang tira na yon, but still Phuket holding on to this 8-point advantage. Nababa na nga ng Dasma to as low as 4. The end of that third quarter, Phuket giving them enough cushion. So we look at our move of the game brought to us by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. And Williams nga trying to protect his foul trouble. Fourth quarter po sa aming pagbabalik. Last 10 minutes of action for this fourth and final game this Sunday between the Dasmariñas Monarchs and the Phuket Waves. Both teams still looking for that elusive first victory in our 2023 CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. I'm Mdihar, kasama pa rin si Coach Mark Dandan alongside Enros Fernandez, bringing you the action live from the Dasmariñas Arena in Cavite City. Dasmariñas using that third quarter to inch closer now, just an 8-point advantage para sa Phuket. Trying to bring that down once again, but unable to convert on that possession. Si Vitog causing some trouble on the backcourt. He will pull up from 3. Gets that basket to go. Back to a 5-point lead para dito sa Phuket.
The hustle of AJ Vito paying off there. Hindi siya sumuko despite the Waves getting that rebound. Forces the steal, gets himself open for the three-point shot.
The Monarchs talagang hindi nga sumusuko dito. Trying to complete their comeback in front of their home crowd. Scotia will miss from the corner. Brill has a chance to bring this lead to the and the Monarchs has a chance to bring this down to their lowest deficit so far after the Phuket Waves able to build that early advantage in this game. As Lamino. So how do you stop that? Sabi niya kay Williams.
It's not the prettiest of jump shots, but if you're Hamadu Lumino, it works.
Single possession ball game now, 69-66, as a chance of defense coming from this Dasma crowd. Vito able to read that passing lane perfectly and escapes for that too.
AJ Vito, the personal run, 5 points and that assist to Lumino. Quick 7-0 run for Dasmariñas to cut this lead down to 1.
Wawala na nga ang crowd dito sa Dasmariñas Arena in Cavite City. Go to Martinez. 7 to shoot now. Castro. Pass inside. Will be lost. Babalik ang bola sa Dasmariñas. Momentum clearly on the Monarch side as J-Boy Gob egging on the crowd. They need their 6th man to complete this comeback and they're just 1 point away from the Phuket Waves. So look at this 3-point shot of the game. Brought to us by CORSA. Motorcycle tires dominate the streets. Earlier, it was the Phuket Waves dominating this ball game. This time, pagkakataon naman para sa Dasmariñas. Gob, backing down Williams. Escobar straight away. That's short. Defensive rebound para sa Dasma. They go to Brill. Lobs it up. Ball will be stolen here by the Phuket Waves. Castro will lead it for the white shirts. Martinez from the corner, wide open. Dodge the bullet are the Monarchs. Gayosa tracks it down. He looks to attack. Martinez once again. Ayaw pa rin. Gayosa will commit that foul against Lamino. The first team foul here for the Waves. Clearly, nakakaramdam dito ang Dasmariñas Monarchs. So we look at this 3-point shot of the game. Once again brought to us by our partners from CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets.
And a curious substitution para dito sa Dasmariñas Monarchs. After that great run by AJ Vito, he gets subbed out in favor of Purican Timbuhan. So we'll see if this sub works for them.
As Brill pulls up and gives the lead back to the Dasmariñas Monarchs. 71-69. The Dasma crowd once again going wild. 6:47 still left in the fourth quarter, but Phuket calls for some time. So take a look at that 3-point shot of the game brought to us by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Brill wide open, hitting that 3-pointer, 2-point lead now for the Monarchs. Back with a fourth quarter of action, still 6:47 remaining as the Dasmariñas Monarchs able to mount this comeback down by as much as 12, now leading by 2. Vito set the tone here in the fourth quarter for the Monarchs. They have continued nga in this run. Phuket Waves now on the back foot. Go to Williams. It's 9 to shoot for the white shirts. Pababa na naman na shot clock nila dito. Gayosa stepping back for 3. That's off. Ray Miller with a second to shoot. A shot clock violation will be whistled here against the Phuket Waves. Off that timeout, unable to convert.
This zone has really helped the cause for the Dasmariñas Monarchs. thereby negating itong height advantage ni Williams at ni Miller in the post. Forcing the Waves to just really move the ball around and shoot those threes, which they have not been converting.
Yun nga yung naging weapon nila in building that early advantage in the first half. But so far in the second, talagang medyo malamig pa from outside the three-point area. Kantimbuhan almost gets that layup to go. Crowd ready to erupt.
Poroy Kantimbuhan with a kilikili shot.
Yun naman talagang pwede mong matira dito sa front line ng Phuket Waves. Tall threes here in Miller and Williams. Pass to Williams. Miller, no? Is putting it in a spot where only Williams could get it.
And that's the chemistry of Ray Miller and Kenyo Williams. Hindi na nagdalawang isip si Miller. As soon as he caught that ball on the nail, he turned around and threw that lob to Kenyo Williams.
Kenyo Williams knowing exactly what to do with it. Wala nang choice ang Dasmariñas but to give up that foul. So just the first team foul for the Dasmariñas Monarchs. 5:46 still left in our fourth quarter. So Williams sits on that first. 23-11 now for their big man. Short on the second. Even the free throw shooting dito para sa Phuket Waves. Talagang not going for them so far. Dito back in this ball game. Hinahanap nga natin siya as he was the one that was able to spark that run here for the Monarchs. As a Brill after that hitting that go-ahead three-pointer kanina, attacking the basket this time. Will head to the line for a couple.
And one guy who hasn't been here for the first almost 5 minutes nitong fourth quarter natin has been Frankie Johnson. Still on the bench there, getting a lot of rest. So he's going to be fresh once he hits the floor.
A delight to see if you're Frankie Johnson that your team is able to make this run and take that lead habang nagpapahinga ka nga. Back to a 2-point advantage after Brill's first free throw. If you are Dasma, this was the same kind of story that you had in the first two defeats. Hanging in there, you know, giving yourself an opportunity down the stretch. But the ending wasn't the expected outcome for their first two games. So sana itong third ball game, para sa kanila, they wish to kind of flip the script.
And they were in the same situation yesterday against Shawarma Shack. They came back, they got the lead. Pero yun nga, they allowed a big run by Shawarma Shack. Same time dito sa fourth quarter natin, it really gave control back to Shawarma Shack.
Hopefully that experience, kind of they learn from that. Avoid that same meltdown against Phuket Waves. Especially itong crowd nga na to. Talagang really wanting na makatikim sila nung unang nilang panalo this season. Again, a loss for the Dasmariñas Monarchs pretty much would eliminate them from this Asiabasket tournament.
I mean, you can see naman the sense of urgency that they're playing with, trying to really get this W.
Go to Williams inside. Kindly checked by Laminu. Going on that reverse, unable to finish. Pasajeros would lose that basketball, however. Ball goes back to the Phuket Waves.
Great hustle there by both teams. Really fighting for that loose ball. Naintindihan nila what's at stake. Both teams need this win tonight.
Phuket nga also still winless in the tournament so far, beginning 0-1. Martinez tries from outside, finally. Sinking one.
That's going to be big if James Martinez finds his rhythm from the outside. We all know he can pass, but his best weapon is his three-point shot.
Has tried several times here in the fourth, finally getting one, tying this ball game once again at 73. Lamino will miss inside. Phuket, an opportunity to take the lead back once again. Reyes will call it out. He goes to Miller from the K. Kicks it out to Martinez. Back to Miller. Still late to shoot for the white shirts. Martinez once again. Goes to the corner, Rafi Reyes. Strong on that three. Kantimbuhan will run it for Dasma. Ahead is Vitog. Able to get that basketball and will be fouled by Reyes. Chance to take the lead back, or the Monarchs, with free throws coming from Vitog.
It's a painful finish for AJ Vitog, but I'm sure he's going to take it. Chance again to get back the lead. That's a great pass by Puroy Kantimbuhan to AJ Vitog there. Understanding the presence of mind. Alam niya, andun si Rafi Reyes sa likod niya. So, gathers the ball, tries to get the shot off before Rafi Reyes gets to him.
Momentum nga ni Rafi Reyes and trying to stop that pass from getting to Vitog. Committing that foul.
Medyo masakit pa siguro yung bewang.
Ramdam pa.
Ramdam pa niya yun.
Able to get that first. Still 4:06 remaining. Deadlock at 73. As Vitog breaks that deadlock back to a 1-point advantage here for the Dasmariñas squad. Reyes goes to Casajeros. May ipit siya dito by 2 green shirts. Trying to look for a friend. So jump ball will be called here. As possession will stay with the Phuket Waves.
That's a great trap there for Dasmariñas. If you're Phuket, you don't want to get that ball in the trapping area. A good thing the possession arrow was pointing to the Waves because that was a short turnover for Casajeros.
Hanggang wala na nga siyang mapuntahan doon. Nagulat siya that 2 green shirts. Sinalubong siya from the half court. Rafi Reyes goes to Casajeros. Baseline jumper, short. And look at Brill battling Williams. However, offensive foul will be called against Brill. Minasiwas niya nga si Williams and that's parang I guess the officials would say talagang offensive foul if si Williams nga if you are strong enough na iwas-iwas itong si Williams.
Coach Asliguro asking for a replay. But I think we can only do it in the last 2 minutes. I do believe so.
Still 3:40 left nga sa ating fourth quarter. 74-73. 1-point lead for the Monarchs after being down by 12. So we have another look at what happened. So Williams trying to fight for it. Locked arms with Brill. The crowd looking at this replay from the Dasmariñas arena. And the reaction tells you what they think about that loose ball play.
I mean, ikaw na si Loren Brill, he did everything to prevent Morquinho Williams from getting the basketball.
We go to Williams once again against Brill. Turn around, won't go. Battle for the rebound. Rafi Reyes will get it. Castro attacking Laminu. Can't get that to go. As Onde gets that rebound and will be fouled by Miller.
And that's a good break there for the Monarchs. Onde with a great block out on Ray Miller. Again, with 3.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, we still have to see Frank Johnson dito sa fourth natin.
Well, this set of 5 working wonders para sa Dasmariñas.
They've been very scrappy, to say the least.
Both teams now at the limit with 14 fouls. All fouls moving forward will mean free throws for both teams. Able to convert on that possession was the Monarchs. Opportunity again for the Waves to take back the lead. Balik sila kay Williams. Turn around. Off the glass, that won't work. Kantimbuhan will run it. Against Reyes, sidestepping his way through. Gets that too. Naman yung tapang ng Kantimbuhan dun.
Kantimbuhan showing everyone what he thinks about the height of these other players.
And sportsmanship nga at its finest, 76-73. Chance of defense from this Dasmariñas crowd. Williams will try from outside. Silencing the crowd just a bit. Still a 1-point advantage para sa Dasma. Not much separating this team, these two teams. With 2:24 left. So we take another look at that drive from Kantimbuhan. Williams almost coming up with that block. Pero tingnan mo naman. What a show of character here for Dasmariñas. Still holding on to this 1-point lead, 76-75. We look at this Dasmariñas crowd starting to make their noise. Fans of the game brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. dominate the streets. Libre lang yung admission natin dito, Coach Mark. So hindi pa huli ang lahat. May 2 minuto pa tayo
Malamig
na
pa
nalalabi.
Malamig pa ang aircon natin
Exactly.
dito. Buta lang kayo.
Ramdam na ramdam nga natin yan. Safe to say this is a pro Dasmariñas crowd. Supporting this Monarch squad. So we see Frankie Johnson back for the last 2 and 24 of this ball game. Well rested, Frankie Johnson. They have an opportunity to extend their lead. Kantimbuhan calling the action here for the Monarchs. Looking to attack once again. Goes to Onde against Miller, pulling up. Off on that J. Maybe not the shot you were looking for off that timeout. Martinez goes to Miller. Can finish underneath.
Medyo nagigil si Ray Miller doon. Finding himself that open underneath. And a double dribble on Puroy Kantimbuhan. Crucial turnover.
Arguing nga na natapik daw yung bola.
Asking for a replay, pero I don't think he can replay a call like that. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. They can review the play.
Dasmariñas nga would look to have that call reversed. Because Kantimbuhan was arguing that the ball was indeed tapped. But I think you are correct, Coach Mark. Maybe they cannot review that situation specifically.
Ang alam ko lang reviewable, as far as I know, are yung last touch, stepping on the line, or 3-point line, or yung mga offensive fouls.
Lamino, Brill, and Johnson egging on the crowd. Chanting defense. Exactly what they need. Holding on to this 1-point lead against Phuket. Castro will attack, drops it off to Miller, almost a steal. Onde saving it. Kantimbuhan recovers ahead to Frankie Johnson. 3-point lead para sa Dasmariñas.
Great pass, Puroy Kantimbuhan to Frankie Johnson. They've been doing it the whole game.
Fast break nga, hinahanap natin dito sa Dasmariñas all game. And it has led to this 3-point lead. Reyes to Castro. Baseline J is good. Kalma na naman dito ang Dasma crowd.
Big shot from Castro there. Silencing this Dasmariñas crowd. Kailangan na kailangan nila yun kasi the momentum was with Dasmariñas.
78-77. 1-point lead still for the Monarchs. Exactly a minute left in this ball game. Onde will attack Miller once again. Jumper won't go. Williams with that board.
Onde had Frankie Johnson on his right side there for a dribble handoff.
Castro muli. Williams, short stab. Can't get that to go. Miller and Onde battling for it. Stepping out of bounds is Onde. The Phuket Waves will keep it on the baseline with 14 seconds left on their shot clock and 40.9 left in the game. We have another look at that move off the game, courtesy of CORSA. Motorcycle tires dominate the streets.
Watch out for an entry pass to Quino Williams here.
Defense once again chanted by this Dasma crowd. Castro strong on that layup. Bodies on the floor. Dasma will run it. They have an advantage. Onde goes to Lamino. Gets that layup to go. Phuket Waves calling for a travel. However, a Phuket Waves player, this is Castro, down on the floor after that loose ball battle. Underneath. It's just a one-possession ball game, 80-77. Last 23 seconds left in the ball game. But Castro, after missing that layup that could have given the lead back to Phuket, down on the floor. Hopefully nothing too serious and just got the wind knocked out of him.
I think Ray Miller fell on him after he was trying to get that offensive rebound. See here, Castro with a layup there, he misses. And medyo nabagsakan lang ng maraming players. It's no fun being the last guy on that bunch. Sa pile na yun. So he had to absorb the weight of two players. That's Ray Miller and one of the Dasmariñas players as well.
Still on the floor is Castro. Their officials trying to take a look. Has to be replaced, I believe. Maybe looking at that previous playing for Dasmariñas coach Mark, knowing that Williams and Miller were battling for that loose ball, taking full advantage, finishing on the other end.
That was great recognition by Onde. He understood that he got the rebound. He saw Williams and Miller on the floor. So he pushed it. A very non-traditional fast break. Your 4 guy dishing off to your 5 guy on the fast break.
4 to 5, eh, no? Not again, not your typical fast break, but still
It works.
A 2-point conversion. Extending this lead now to 380 to 77. Look to protect this 3-point advantage are the Dasmariñas Monarchs of Phuket. Probably just look for a quick 2 here. Not the 3 ball lang immediately ang kailangan nila rito, though of course Martinez, Scotia have had a couple of those in this ball game so far.
But from the looks of it,
The Phuket Waves will call for some time to try to draw something up. Trying to address this 3-point deficit, 80 to 77 with 23 seconds left in this game. By the way, I would like to appreciate once again our official partner, CORSA Tires, para sa ating 2023 Asia Basketball Championship Dasmariñas. Mapapanood nyo po kami sa YouTube, Facebook, Tap Sports, and of course sa Blast TV app. So download the app now for a chance to enjoy our games through that. Pleasant surprises ang nakaabang para sa mga viewers. Siyempre, itong Dasma crowd, can't blame them. All smiles. Energy is high from a deficit as high as 12. Completing that comeback here in the 4th quarter. They would look to secure their first victory here in Asia Basket. But Phuket has possession, trailing by 3. But that pass from Reyes, unable to be contained by Martinez. We're trying to discuss that nga of that timeout. Turn the ball over back to the Dasmariñas Monarchs with 15.9 seconds left in this game.
don't think they needed a 3-point shot there. If you were the Phuket Waves, you're looking for James Martinez off that exit screen, but Frankie Johnson read it perfectly, switched out. They've been trying to do that the whole game, getting James Martinez open dun sa corner. Pero yun nga, basang-basa na ng depensa ng Dasmariñas Monarchs yung kilos na yun. So, that's a great stand there by the Monarchs, and all they have to do now is get the ball inbound.
With the last 16 seconds left in this ball game, just like to mention once again that on November 12, Sunday, dito pa rin sa Dasmariñas Arena, we will have a concert. Kasama natin ang Nobita, Mayonnaise, Al James. Tickets available from Ticket Melon via link or QR code. And pwede rin po mag-walk-in dito sa ating venue and buy it on the day itself. Concert tickets would include finals tickets on November 11. Gates open at 3 p.m. Kita nyo naman talaga sa Asia Basket. Hatid natin sa inyo. Exciting ball games. This is the last ball game so far, and the Dasmariñas crowd here sa kanilang arena definitely not disappointed with the performance of this Monarch squad. Frankie Johnson receiving that basketball. This is the guy you would want to put on the line if you're Dasma.
Well, that's a great misdirection play there from Dasma. Getting Frankie Johnson open on the corner.
As Reyes will be called for that foul, and that would be his 5th personal. That would be it for Rafi Reyes, who will finish with 9 points to go with 4 assists. Frankie Johnson would look to make this a 2-possession ball game, making it even more difficult for the Phuket Waves to come closer. Missing on the first though, opening just that sliver of hope for the Phuket Waves.
Frankie Johnson Just needs to make one.
And splitting his charities, able to extend this to a 4-point lead, 81-77. 9 seconds left. Martinez will lose that basketball and will commit that foul against Brill. Maganda turnovers. Probably will cost the ball game here for the Phuket Waves.
And the name of the game itong second half for Dasma was the defense. Getting those stops, getting out on the fast break, those easy layups and free throws really got them back in this game. And getting them just enough momentum for their scorers to really take hold.
Back-to-back possessions nga, turnovers here for the Phuket Waves. We're mostly in the driver's seat, especially in that first half. 6-point lead at the end of the first, 12-point lead at the end of the first half. But Dasmariñas using that third quarter to inch closer, and they have completed their comeback from 12 points down, holding on to this 4-point advantage. Dasmariñas crowd feeling proud of their team. This impending victory would give them their first of the tournament. This was a must-win ball game para sa kanila. A loss in this game would have meant goodbye to this Asiabasket tournament. As late in this ball game, seems like Wong would be whistled with a technical foul. Not the way you want to end this if you are Phuket.
And that's been the problem for the Phuket Waves. They really let the officials or the calls get into their heads. Kahit lamang sila na malaki, they were up 12 and they were complaining a lot to the officials about some of the calls. And that really took away their focus, allowed Dasma to inch closer and closer. And with 6 seconds to go, and these free throws by Lauren Brill, that should be the ball game.
Nag-swing nga yung momentum dito sa Dasmariñas. Nahirapan na makuha pabalik itong Phuket. Brill will split. Nevertheless, able to extend this lead to a 5-point advantage for the Dasma squad, 82-77. Another set of free throws nga for Brill. And that was a technical foul called against Phuket. As Wong will try from outside, will get that 3-pointer to go. Exactly a second left in this game. Just have to safely inbound this, but Escocio will come up with a steal. This would count if it goes!
Oh my goodness!
Escocio hitting that 3! But have a look at it!
Oh my goodness.
As people were already starting to pack their bags, if that basket would count, we will go to extra 5 minutes. Escocio hit that 3-pointer. But the question is, would that basket count?
Oh my goodness. This is one of the wildest finishes I've ever seen. Denzel Wong pulling up from almost half court, saving that 1 extra second for Wawi Escocio to steal the ball and hit that 3.
You have to take a breath here, Coach Mark. Of course, if you are Phuket, you'd argue that basket would count. So take a look at the clock. 0.4 is the buzzer in red, and ball still on the in the hands of Escocio. So basket wouldn't count, but nevertheless, Coach Mark, a mini heart attack moment. Buti na lang, kinuha mo yung Losartan. What a finish. To take another look at that Escocia steal. Everybody thought this was a ball game that would have ended. That was us on in the background. 83-80 nga matatapos itong ating ball game. First victory for the Dasmariñas Monarchs. They will move to 1-2. Samantalang the Phuket Waves would slide to 0-2 to begin their season. So sila naman delikado na mapaaga ang kanilang Asiabasket tournament.
What a win for the Monarchs. A character-building win. Without Mike Harry, and with the odds stacked against them with a huge front line by the Phuket Waves, they pulled it out thanks to a lot of key contributions from Frankie Johnson, AJ Vitog, Amadou Lamino, the workhorse for the Monarchs, holding down the fort, being by himself in that paint. And you can't count out guys like Rudy Onde and J-Boy Gob who did their part. And just overall, a great team win para dito sa Dasmariñas Monarchs.
Sabi mo nga, their first 2 losses, similar in terms of their team. But this time, natuto na sila from that experience, able to hold on with this victory. Meanwhile, we pass it on to Enros with our best player of the game.
I'm with our best player of the game, Hamido Lamanu from the Dasmariñas Monarchs. Hamido, I know this is a lot for you to take in, but what was that fourth quarter magic that happened?
It's just our teammate and the fans, and then they motivate us with the coach, tell us that we have to fight because all the crowd here come for us, the Dasma community, everybody, we thank for that. We are very thankful for that because they motivate us. Even if we lose, we are down to 0. They give us the motivation that so we can do it. We can fight for the Dasma. That's why they hosted the field basket. So we will do our best no matter what happens. We'll fight for them.
What was that fighting spirit that powered through the entire game, helping you contribute to your team?
It's my teammate. It's my teammate motivation inside the court. All of them, you know, they keep saying that Lamino, we can do that. And then to my friend Mike Harris, he's injured, so he talked to me and then he motivated me, everybody. So I'm really thankful for my teammate, everybody. I shout out for them, everyone.
Now again, you started it, but shout outs to all the people that you want to thank, especially all the fans coming here.
Shout out to the mayor of Dasma here. Shout out to everybody, the boss, everybody, to coach. Shout out them. Shout out to my girlfriend, everybody. I'm really thankful for that.
Once again, Hamino, congratulations to you and to the entire team. A lot of your fans are already waiting. Now back to the panel.
Thank you, Enros, and congratulations once again, Hamidou Lamino, our best player of the game. Of course, our player of the game is brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. Final thoughts on this matchup, Coach Mark?
Again, what a game. What a game overall. Character win para sa Dasmariñas Monarchs, sending their fans happy on a Sunday night. And of all the days to really step up for that front line, missing Mike Harry against probably the tallest front line here in Asiabasket, Ray Miller and Kino Williams. What a win. Yun na lang talaga masasabi ko. Character win for the Monarchs.
Sabi nga ni Hamidou Lamino in that interview with Enros, they're just trying to get that win for the Dasma crowd. We'll look at some highlights from this matchup, beginning with that what might have been para sa Phuket Waves. Yung 3-pointer nga ni James Martinez in that first game, almost going in. Overtime sana. And ito naman, Escocio did go in. Kaso nga lang, hindi na counted. But Phuket would want to revisit this second half because they built that early 12-point advantage. Kaso, napunta nga yung momentum dito sa Dasmariñas and really built on that, holding on to this victory.
You know, with Phuket, they really pulled their foot off the gas when they got that big lead. So that allowed the Dasmariñas to slowly come back and take over the game towards the end of the fourth quarter.
And that would be a wrap for the 4 games natin sa inyo ng ating Asiabasket ngayong linggo. Magpapaalam na po kami ni Coach Mark Dandan and Enros Fernandez. This has been Jaime Mentejar and this has been your Asiabasket.